ranges of -40 to 125 degrees C, power saving architecture, and various other applications. Application, or you can say features. Okay. So using this Wi-Fi chip, we will communicate with the Pluto drone. Also, there's an app called Pluto Controller on Play Store. If you are going for iOS, then App Store. Using that app, we can connect an Wi-Fi and control your drone. Okay, you can see that. You can see, anyone can see. Everyone can see this app. It will be like screen is small, but did you get the point? Like you will use an application to control the drone. It has two joysticks, left side and right side. Left joystick and right joystick. Left joystick is for altitude, right is for directional control. Will also use internal gyroscope on your phone to just tilt and control the heading of your drone. Okay, इतना बात समझे सबको? In hardware architecture and communication part, did you understand? Yes? Okay. Okay, next we will cover the part of dynamics of aerial systems. Okay, can you guess what can be the dynamics of aerial systems? What makes an airplane, a drone, a helicopter fly? Or how do you control? Can anyone? What are the main features, or like what are the main important components that we should have? Anyone? Anyone? Okay. In aerial systems, we will cover two parts of dynamics, that are forces and shape. In forces, we have four forces that act on a body. Okay. Can you name any one of the forces that can act on a physical body? Gravitation. Okay. Gravity is one. If we have to fight a gravity, for an aircraft to fight gravity, what is the force that we need? What? Drag is the opposing force. But I want the force that acts against gravity. Anyone? Can I say it is lift? You know, like a plane has very large wing areas. It moves on a runway, so it gradually increases in altitude. Have you seen birds? Birds have what? What they use for flying? Wings. So I can say we need wings to create what? Lift. That will fight against gravity. So in force, we have weight dynamic, that is your gravity. G 9.8, that will act downwards. So it is force of gravity acts downwards towards the center of earth. That is one dynamic of force. Other is lift. As I said, birds, planes need altitude or speed to gain a downwards force that will act against gravity, right? That force is called lift. Then another dynamic is called thrust. Can anyone tell why do we need thrust? Anyone?
To increase the acceleration or velocity.
Yes, to increase the acceleration or velocity of an object. Okay. In planes, you see it flies. It takes off from a runway that is like 3 kilometers, 2 kilometer long runway. Does it starts from one end and gradually increases its speed. Then when airflow across the wing is wind speed across the wing is increased, then it slowly gets off the ground. Okay, so that is the thrust wala part. Key, we are moving in single direction, and using that directional and wind pressures, we use the engine. Using those directional movement, we generate thrust. Okay. Next dynamic, someone told about drag. Okay, you know the thrust will go up behind, right? Plane is moving forward, the direction of thrust is backward. Okay, so there is another dynamic that opposes drag. For our aircraft, a drone to go up, we need lift. There is an opposing force for a lift, that is gravity. We have to fight first gravity, then its weight to increase its altitude, right? Also, to fight against thrust, we have a dynamic called drag. Thrust will make an aircraft go ahead, forward, or up, but due to shape of an object, there is a wind pressure. Okay, in any place, assume you are in an open area, and there is a wind direction from north to south. Wind force from north, wind is flowing from north to south. In which direction while walking will you feel at ease? कौन से डायरेक्शन में चलना आसान है? नॉर्थ जाना आसान है कि साउथ जाना आसान है? साउथ. क्यों? विंड हमारे पीछे है, then it is pushing forward. क्या नॉर्थ जाने के लिए मेरे को तकलीफ होएगा? Why? Opposing force है. So drag is nothing but your opposing force. Okay? आपका body, your body will act as a flat surface against which the wind will hit and slow you down. So drag is what? An opposing force that causes disruption in motion. Okay, so did you understand these four dynamics that are force, that is thrust, lift, drag, and what are the fourth? What was the fourth? What? First was gravity. Second was lift. What? Then the next was thrust, and next was. So can you visually see what forces and all force directions? Can you see? Thrust is acting forward, drag is trying to slow down your aircraft, gravity is trying to pull the aircraft down, but lift is directly opposing it. Can you visualize it? Okay, what will happen if I put gravity and lift at equal forces? Both of them are acting equally. What will happen to the aircraft? It will stay still, or I can say it will move, but it will not go up because both of the forces are equal. Gravity is trying to pull it down and lift is equally seen. Out of which two forces or number of forces has to be more than other? Can you tell any two forces that has to be more than other to make your aircraft fly? Thrust and lift. It has to be more. Lift has to fight gravity. Okay? The thrust has to fight drag. इतना शार्ट समझा? Now, in dynamics of motion, there are also three axes in which we move. Okay? For an aircraft, there are these axes are called roll, pitch, and yaw. Okay? Also, these axes are split in x, y, and z direction. You can see in longitudinal direction, it is an axis called roll. Can you visualize or can you tell how roll will perform? Okay, like how the roll motion will affect the flight characteristics of an aircraft. Can I say it will move sideways, like tilting side by side? Okay, that is roll. Can you tell what will happen with pitch? The nose of the aircraft will go up, either down, either up, or either down, right? Can you tell me what will happen with yaw? Can I say the nose will go left or right, keeping your axis in pitch and roll direction same? Okay. So did everyone understood, or anyone has doubts in this? Up until architecture, roll, pitch, and for dynamics of motion. Do you have any doubts? If you have doubts, just raise your hand and ask the question. Okay, I guess किसी को doubts नहीं. Can I ask you a few questions on this? Okay. Can you tell me what forces can we change? Okay, what forces can we change to make this axis of rotation? कि like मेरे को roll change करना है. So what will be the forces that I can change? अभी wings है, wings के ऊपर lift पड़ रहा है, right? मुझे aircraft को roll करना है. Roll कैसे होएगा? Gravity and roll कैसे होएगा? I think plane for an aircraft to go up and down, you need gravity and thrust, right? I want to roll aircraft. Aircraft में कौन से axis में? Longitudinal axis में. तो roll कैसे होगा? ऐसे. Okay. अभी now I told you about four forces: gravity, lift, thrust, and drag. Using any of the forces that you want, how can you achieve the roll performance like tilting right? Okay, raise your hands and answer. Okay.
By changing the thrust,
Explain, elaborate.
like let's say we have to move the left side, so we will reduce the thrust of the left side. So it can be by the gravity it will be tilted on that side. So we can move the left side.
But I told you about roll. How is the roll axis moving? Okay.
If we decrease the length on one side, then it will come.
Okay. Decreasing the lift is one of the answers. For the thrust part, okay, stand up. You said you will reduce thrust on one part.
Yes.
But the axis it will affect is not the roll axis. It will affect your axis.
Means it will come down.
It will not come down, it will turn. Okay. What I asked you about roll is like tilting. What he said, I'll reduce the lift on one side of the wing. So if I reduce the lift on left side of the wing, can I say it will generate less upward force?
Yes.
On the right side, it will generate more.
Yes.
So there is a disbalance.
Yeah.
So I can tell it is tilting leftwards. So that's the answer. And for your thrust part, you can see there are 4 engines on the plane.
Yes.
Okay. I'll reduce thrust on left side and increase or keep the thrust same on the right side. What will happen? Will it tilt left or right, or it will move left or right? Move left or right. Then that is the axis of yaw. Okay. That will change axis of yaw, not pitch. No. Okay, pitch. Can from this diagram you can see there are 2 forward wings, bigger ones and 2 smaller at the back. What combination of lift, thrust, gravity can I use to pitch your nose up or down? Just look at the diagram. Okay. Raise your hand and answer. I want to pitch my nose up and down. Think. Use this photo as a reference. Raise your hand, stand up and answer. Okay, okay, I'll repeat the question. First I asked about how you will change the axis of roll. Okay, someone gave me answer about changing the axis of yaw. Okay, I am asking how will you change the dynamics to change axis of pitch, nose up and nose down.
By increasing the thrust.
Thrust से तो speed increase होएगा.
Flap.
Can anyone? Okay, it is related to lift. Okay, it is related to lift and it is related to wings. Okay, answer.
Thrust और lift दोनों को equally increase करना है.
तो टेक ऑफ होएगा ना. आई एम टेलिंग कि plane is already in air and I want to pitch nose up and pitch nose down.
तो lift equally increase or decrease.
Okay, can I okay, I'll answer it. You can do it that way, but it will just कि थोड़ा सा altitude में change होएगा, ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा कुछ से. कैन यू सी कि मेरे पास जो पिच एक्सिस है उसके अलावा बड़ा लंबा विंग जा रहा है. कैन यू सी कि ये एक्सिस में तुमको एक लंबा विंग है एंड पीछे की साइड में दो छोटा विंग्स है जो हॉरिजॉन्टल है. कैन यू सी? कैन आई से कि मैं पीछे का जो है लिफ्ट डायनामिक चेंज करूंगा. सो मेरा लिफ्ट डायनामिक चेंज पीछे होएगा तो फिर मेरे को एक टॉर्क फोर्स इम्प्लीमेंट होएगा जो मेरा एक्ट करेगा अराउंड द एक्सिस ऑफ पिच. कैन आई से दैट? सो मैं इधर लिफ्ट इंक्रीज करूंगा तो मेरा नोज क्या जाएगा? ऊपर जाएगा नीचे जाएगा? नीचे जाएगा. एंड पीछे लिफ्ट डिक्रीज करूंगा तो क्या होएगा? ऊपर जाएगा. So that's the answer. We'll change the dynamic of lift on behind like the last tail section of your plane. Understood? अभी किसी को questions है? Anyone? Any questions? Sir, yes, please.
When you say dynamics of lift, it means are we changing the wings angle? Is it?
Yes, angle of attack. Okay, for an aircraft or a plane to generate lift, it has to incident the air at certain angle. Or you can have a shape that is optimized for generating lift. If you search on internet airfoil shapes, so the shape of the wing is somewhat of teardrop. The front side of the wing is a little bit thicker, and as you go back of the wing, it starts to get tapering like in wedge. So when the wings move through air, what happens is there is a pressure differential caused because of the shape of the wing. Below the wing there is a high pressure zone, and above the wing, due to airspeed being higher, the pressure decreases. So using the concept of particles moving from higher pressure to lower pressure zone, the wind from higher pressure zone will generate an upwards force going towards the lower pressure zone. That's the concept we use on planes to generate lift using pressure differentials. The helicopters and propellers also use the same point, but instead of going linearly, they rotate. Okay, it's same principle that you use on fans. As you can see, fans rotate in single direction. It has a certain angle to it, and then you sit below it, you have the force of wind acting on you. It is same. It only difference is in drones and helicopters is that the speed of rotation, angle optimization is very much higher as compared to a table fan or a ceiling fan. Okay. As I said, change of dynamics of roll, pitch. As you can see, in pitch, I said we'll change the lift angle in your elevators. Those are called elevators at the tail section of your wing. For roll, as I said, we'll change the lift in one side of the wing, increasing the one side and decreasing at the other end. So to control that, we use ailerons. Those are the flight surfaces that change your wing dynamic. Okay. For pitch is the elevator. For yaw, it is the vertical tail that we use. If there is multiple engines, you can use engine power or to also turn, or you can use the vertical tail that is at the back of your aircraft to turn. For it is more visible in single propeller planes. Okay. Then stability and sensors. Okay, can you tell me what the role does stability play in your drone aircraft? Does it have to fly stably? Do you want turbulence when you are sitting in a plane? Like continuous vibrations, sudden drop in altitude, you are sitting, you are eating food, suddenly plane is like, no, I'll just drop you 100 feet. More or less like खड्डे में हो गया बस. Do you want your flight to be smooth, stable, or a rough like a road trip? Okay. What do you want your flight to be? Stable, right? I told you about certain sensors. What were those sensors? I told you about sensors now that we are using on your drones or aircrafts. What are those sensors? 3 sensors I talked about. List. Anyone list them? Raise your hand. Raise your hand and tell. 3 sensors I told you about. Anyone? Raise your hands. Even if you are not able to answer all three of the sensors, at least name few. There are few sensors only. Okay, answer.
One was for pressure, one was for accelerator.
Acceleration, pressure, and
Third one.
okay.
Magnet.
Huh?
Magnet.
Magnetometer for
For direct. So,
direction. Okay. Anyone else?
Gyroscope.
Gyroscope. What was the function of gyroscope?
To tilt the drone or to find the axis of the drone which is flying.
Not exactly axis. Can I say how much angle the drone is tilting in?
Yeah.
Okay. Pass in the mic. Yeah. Yes, sir. Pass the mic. Okay, I'm done. Okay. बोल।
सर जायरोस्कोप से एंगुलर चेंज डिटेक्ट कर सकते हैं।
Okay, angular change using gyroscope. Any other? Please, continue. Bus 6 sensor. Okay, gyro was for angular stability. Accelerometer was for acceleration. Okay, magnetometer was your compass, right? Direction, north किधर, south किधर है, class. And pressure sensor was for altitude, right? Now we will relate this stability and sensors wala part. Okay. In stability, there are 3 points that you will use that are stable for a stable system, unstable system, and neutrally stable system. Okay. Judging by the diagram, can you define what a stable system is, what an unstable system is, and what a neutrally stable system is? Can anyone? Just looking at the diagram, can you say? Or you can read the definition, I don't mind. Just look at the diagram and read the name stable system. Can you identify how it works? Like how it functions or affects the aircraft? Yes. Stand up. Okay, for now, don't relate it with drones. Just tell what is a stable system while looking at the diagram.
सर कोई भी चीज़ हो
Okay.
जिससे मतलब कि वो अनस्टेबल है, मतलब
Okay.
जैसे फ्लैट सरफेस होती है तो एकदम सीधी होती है, अगर वो अनस्टेबल है जैसे कि रोल में है या पिच में है
हाँ.
तो उसको वो स्टेबल कर देगा सीधा फ्लैट सरफेस की तरह।
Okay. उसको एक न्यूट्रल पॉइंट पे लेकर आएगा बराबर.
यस
Okay. I'll tell you what a stable system is. Sit up. Okay. As you can see in diagram, we have a mountain valley and a red ball. Can you see? Are you able to see? What will happen if I bring the red ball to a right hand side top corner and release it? What will happen? It will go down, then again up on the left side. It will reach certain height, then it will again come down on the right side. Can I say कि उसमें loss of forces होएगा and gradually it will come down and sit on this initial position. Can I say that? So, using that analogy, can I say in a stable system, if I disturb its orientation, it will try or it will at least go back to its original state. Like मैंने उसको उठा के लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे टॉप पे लेके गया एंड छोड़ दिया. In certain period of time, it will go back to its original point. Okay, can I say? So that point is that the point is that if you change the state of aircraft, your drone, when it comes back automatically, then it's called a stable system. Using that analogy, can you tell me what an unstable system might be? क्या? Answer. अरे बोलो कोई दिक्कत नहीं. Answer the answer. Okay. I'll tell you one thing. Anything that you answer related to a certain topic, it might not be the answer for the question, but it might be answer for some other question. During the question answer session, someone said about changing the thrust parameters. I told him it is change of yaw, but I was asking for roll, right? He was wrong for roll, but he was right for yaw. So same principle, if your answer is wrong, it is just that it is right answer for some another question. So don't feel that what will happen, why answer is wrong. Okay, you have an answer in mind that you think is right, just tell it. So what is an unstable system? Now look at the diagram, it is very self-explanatory. Anyone? Okay, I'll tell you. What will happen, the ball on the top of the hill, if I just nudge it from the right hand side, I'll just push him from the right hand side. What will happen? What will happen? Answer. Roll down. थोड़ा जोर से बोलो. Roll down होएगा? वापस ऊपर आएगा? क्यों नहीं आएगा? क्यों नहीं आएगा? उसको टॉप पे लाने के लिए मेरे को एनर्जी अप्लाई करना पड़ेगा, राइट? बट मैं सिस्टम को एक्सटर्नली एनर्जी दे रहा हूँ क्या? नहीं दे रहा हूँ ना. सो कैन आई से कि when I disturb its state of neutrality, it will be always be disturbed. It will not achieve its stable neutral state. Can I say that? So that's an unstable system. So we did two systems. That was a stable system and unstable system. Stable system was if you change its orientation or position, it will go back to its original state. And for an unstable system, it will not come back to its original. Okay, it will either form a new stable state or it will never form a new stable state. So there is a stable system, there is an unstable system. There has to be a middle ground, right? So that's a neutrally stable system. Can you tell me, judging by the diagram, what can be a neutrally stable system? It is very simple. Think of it as like it is on a flat surface. I just nudged the ball, and it is in completely ideal state, no negative friction or anything. Can anyone tell? Even in the definition, what the theory is written on the slide, you can read and answer it also. You can understand it. Can anyone? Anyone? No one? Okay, what if I say ki, the ball on the flat surface, I nudge it from the right hand side. As I told you, it's an ideal system. Will it stop? So can I say it will continue the state of motion with that acceleration that I gave the ball? Will it go back to its original point? Will it achieve a new system mode? Like there's the example given in terms of aircraft. Pitching the nose up by 5 degrees, and immediately after it stays at 5 degree nose up. कि like मैंने nose up किया है उसको, and it stays in that same position. It is not going up or not going down. It is staying at 5 degrees up. Can I say it has achieved a new stable state in terms of that object or that ball? In terms of that ball is that it is moving in a direction. It is keep on moving till infinity in that same direction. It is not either slowing down or it is either speeding up. It will continue it at same velocity or same acceleration. So it has attained a new stable state. Can I say that? So that is a neutrally stable system. Okay, you did. So as I said, we did 3 systems, right? What were those? Stable. Next. You also saw in the beginning of the session there was a drone flying here. It went up till the audience part and returned back. In these three systems, which is the system that correlates to a drone? If you answer any one of the system, you have to answer why. Okay? If someone says stable system, then why do you think so? You have to answer that. Okay, answer.
I think it is a stable system because when the sir was flying the drone, he was continuously moving it on controller to tilt it so it can move forward. Okay, so when he released it, it not stayed in that form, rather than become stable or 180 degree.
Anyone else? Okay, answer.
Sir, it's a stable system because whenever we give a thrust or whenever we take off, so it comes back to its neutral position.
Come back to its neutral position. Okay. Anyone else? Yes.
It is a unstable system because we need external force.
What do we need? Elaborate.
External force like flying rotors.
Are you talking about sensors to give feedback?
We use rotors.
Are you talking about motors?
Yes.
Motors are there for just propulsion. Moving drone up, down, left, right, forward, backward. How is it related to stability? Okay, we use them to create a stable field. We use feedback from your sensors to change the rotation of drones. Okay, that's a different part. But I'm talking about relating the drones with a system. What are the systems? Stable, unstable, and neutrally stable systems. Okay, I'll tell you the answer. The answer is neutrally stable system. Okay, a drone, a quadcopter is a neutrally stable system. Why? I'll tell you. You might have noticed while sir was flying, when it tilted a phone forward, it went in that direction because the drone was facing in that direction. While in the crowd, it stopped for a few seconds, right? What did sir did was tilted his phone forward. Amit sir what did it? Tilted the phone forward to go forward. Then it stopped tilting it. Did it back? A stable system, in a stable system, it has to return to its original position when we change the force feedback, right? Did it return back to the starting point? No. Did it attain the new stable point? Did it attain or not? From just imagine that I'm flying a drone here. I took off. I tilted my phone forward, going in forward direction. I went up till those screens and flattened my phone again, keeping it for flat. The drone stayed there in a flat position, not moving left, not right, not forward, backward. Can I say it has attained the new stable state? What was the definition for a neutrally stable state? You change its reaction, introduce a motion, then it attains a new stable state after some time, right? That's why a drone is a neutrally stable system, not a stable system, not an unstable system. It is a neutrally stable system. Understood? Let's move on to the sensors. Okay, what are sensors? EXTC, electrical, electronics, mechanical. खुद का डिपार्टमेंट भूल गए क्या? नहीं ना? EXTC के कितने हैं? ENTC, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स कौन सा? मैकेनिकल के कितने इधर? कौन से डिपार्टमेंट की फिर यहाँ? CSE वाले हैं. रोबोटिक्स. अच्छा तो रोबोटिक्स वाले हैं. तो व्हाट आर सेंसर? अरे रोबोटिक्स में है. You are not telling what are sensors. What are sensors? Stand up. एनवायरनमेंट को सेंस करना. ओके माइक आया है, बात करो उसका. क्लास, एंड ऑफ द क्लास. ओके बोलो.
कोई भी चीज़ को एनवायरनमेंट में सेंस करना.
व्हाट कैन यू सेंस इन द एनवायरनमेंट?
प्रेशर.
ओके प्रेशर हो गया. नेक्स्ट
टेम्परेचर.
टेम्परेचर हो गया. और क्या सेंस कर सकते हो? ड्रोन के लिए मैंने 4 सेंसर बोले थे. एक बैरोमीटर था, एक एक्सेलरोमीटर था एक्सेलरेशन के लिए, एक जायरोस्कोप था और जायरोस्कोप या जायरो सेंसर बोल सकते हो उसको, दैट इज फॉर टिल्टिंग. नेक्स्ट वाज फॉर मैग्नेटोमीटर था, राइट, फॉर डायरेक्शन, राइट. तो ये 4 सेंसर हो गए. इसके अलावा और कौन से सेंसर हो सकते हैं?
टेक्टिकल.
नॉट फॉर ड्रोन, इन जनरल.
टेक्टिकल सेंसर.
हाँ,
टेक्टिकल सेंसर.
टैक्टिकल.
टेक्टाइल टच सेंसर होता है.
अच्छा, टच सेंसर you're talking about. नेक्स्ट और क्या हो सकता है? Infrared sensor. Okay, can you relate it to human body? Is a touch sensor. Can I say my skin is a touch sensor? My eyes are the cameras. Okay, my mouth. What is my mouth? Is it a speaker? It is a speaker, right? I am producing sound. What are my ears? What are my ears? Microphone. What is this sensing? Sound? Is it a sensor? Okay. So sensors are nothing but instrument or a device that is used for sensing its surrounding. Surrounding what? Surrounding energy. For a magnetometer, it is sensing magnetic fields. For a sound sensor, it is sensing your sound, the sound waves. Accelerometer is checking the rate of change of motion. Same goes with gyroscope. Barometer, it is sensing change in pressure. Okay. So basically sensors are taking input like height, light, heat, motion, pressure, moisture, and converting it into an electrical signal in data or in, you can say, higher low state, telling the microcontroller is there a threshold met or what is the current sensor temperature. Like DHT11 you can say कि temperature and humidity क्या है surrounding में, right? So that's the sensor वाला part. Can you tell why does a Pluto was what the drone that's flown. Why does it need sensors? Why do a aircraft, a drone, any flying object or any robotics application needs a sensor? रोबोटिक्स में कितने इधर? कितने तुम्हारे डिपार्टमेंट से इधर? 2 लोग. So tell me why do we need the sensors? एक ड्रोन में, एक प्लेन में हमको सेंसर्स क्यों चाहिए?
It could personally be destroyed because it has no sensor, so it could not visualize whether there is an object or not, so it could destroy.
Okay, that's for visual part. Okay, for a drone, I said there are 4 sensors. Okay, so can I say we are using sensors to identify its orientation, direction of motion. Using cameras, we can find out its 3D localization, like where it is in this room. कैमरे से मैं देख सकता हूँ ना कि वो वॉल कितना दूर है, how downwards the floor is, how up the ceiling is. Can I say it is used for localization? Other use of sensor is for balance, right? Gyros and accelerometers का use करके मैं बता सकता हूँ कि ड्रोन स्टेबल है या tilted है या it is moving forward, it is moving backward, right? Can I say that? So for a drone or for an aircraft, sensors plays a very important role. जैसे हम लोग के लिए हमारे internal organs हो गए, तुम्हारा skin, तुम्हारा eyes, तुम्हारा ears, nose हो गए, जो तुम्हारा surrounding को sense करने में help करेगा, right? So in terms of Pluto, these sensors will help it to fly stably. Stably मतलब always flat. It will also give a feedback कि user ने हमको कितना input दिया है to a drone to go forward, backward, right or left, going up or down. It totally depends. The user has given you go to a height of 1.5 meters and drone is now at height of 0.8 meters. So it has to sense what is my current height, has to be my final height, how fast I have to go, how, how much time it will require. So it has to go to the height, then stabilize itself, right? That's why you use sensors to stabilize the drone. So as I said, to understand the surrounding, to react to the commands and to give feedback. Okay, why do we need a feedback from sensors? Why do we need a feedback? First point to समझा है सबको ना कि like what is the surrounding condition, what are the surroundings to react to the commands. I told the drone to go forward, it will go forward, backward. Why do we need a feedback from the sensors? Why do we need feedback? Can anyone tell me what is the feedback? Let us first understand what is the feedback. Can anyone? You are raising your hand, right?
It's basically the response from the sensors. How the sensor is helping. Basically, whenever we switch on a drone, first it needs to calibrate itself. So for calibrating, we need to check that if the sensors are responding perfectly or not.
Okay, for calibration we can use a feedback.
Yes.
Can I say feedback is somewhat कि like I know कि मेरा ड्रोन का एक एंगल है. Thus the microcontroller needs to know कि what is my current, what can be my future, and what I have to do to bring it back to its neutral state. Do I need these three things? कि मेरा current position क्या है, how much I am changing, and what do I need to do to bring it back to stable. To bring back to the stable position. While moving forward, many of you have noticed like when you are moving forward, the drone tilts slightly forward. And when I need to go stable, do I need to know what is my angle, current angle, and what has to be the current angle to make it stable, right? So that is the part. Why do we need feedback? It tells me how much I have to change or how much change I have to bring in making my drone stable, right? इतना बात समझा? Understood? Yes or no? खाना नहीं खाया? नहीं, नाश्ता नहीं है? अरे एक ही बोल रहा है, एक ही बंदा नाश्ता किया लगता है. So as I said, as we listened,